Ebusian for eba mo bibiara akwa abade ba Pinaxtv na aha e na onim sensem ekoso Ghana ha se ne amahodo asem so e na yede ebel na yakoye very first story so na chese US ene Ghana bibi akoso we dey atade atedene na ensema eba no it is about visa restrictions no. I have with me here in the studio Nana who will give us an analysis and as a deeper understanding to this particular one. It's on your screen. That's why I see US visa restrictions for Ghana lifted.
Okay, so this news came yesterday, and many people are reacting to this particular news. And personally, I'm very much happy because for some of us, now we want to, go to the States for various reasons. The fact that anytime you go US. Ukona visa, visa was visa 3 months, 9 months.
Okay.
Which means for 2 years and 1 year. And almost also the restrict if anything. Almost also the rule say you can only apply or extend your visa in your home country. Which means you have to come back. And that was so hectic because we go US back and forth. The minimum should be $1,000.
Okay.
Plane tickets.
Yeah.
Until Ubabi renew every 3 months. That was so hectic. So what I say. So this particular thing, idea in but then there's a twist to where this is coming from. Which the old screens also the US visa restrictions imposed on Ghana has been reversed. Yes. Ghanaians can now be eligible for 5-year multiple entry visas and other enhanced consular privileges. Now there's a reason to this. The reason to this is so simple. Personally, I would say the big kudos should go to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying this is so simple. You see, Mahama recently, Oje deportees be Ghana.
Sir.
And also J additional 40. One more deportee if US aba. Now, people in the media were like, why don't you stand up to Trump near the other? But you see, some visa restrictions here now, multiple African countries
were affected.
Only Ghana penna.
Okay.
Because Mahama knew, we have a different president in power.
Okay.
Trump's model of play is different.
Another transactional. It's a say bibia onya so mfaso.
Thank you for that.
Enti we nya so mfaso and just say who here so be.
Exactly. So Trump basically has a transactional mode.
Yeah.
So okay, these countries almost someone migrants, okay. Then take off their visa. Do this. Block their aid. Do this.
Okay.
But Mahama said, okay, we can't take the Mexico cartels. We can't take the foreign nationals. They can't blend in. It's African Libya.
So Ghana is the gateway to Africa.
So Mahama started taking them. And also the plan at all say any other person be a African country or African person or be welcome. Or
okay.
You need to military camp. Sana na wokano. You didn't to actually 1 week be deported.
Okay.
Come back to the home country.
Okay.
So Trump doesn't give a hoot about what happens when the migrants come to this country. So that was the strategy. Mahama said, okay, let me do this. Inti ebra omoko US no. Ena omushia. The US, a friend is secretary, on the screens, these are live pictures.
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, Sam Okudzeto Blackwa, Isiano. In Secretary Okudzeto Blackwa, Osia, on meeting because so. Now, meeting a course, one of the major concerns were restrictions at air course. It bordered around aid, Sika America for the Maya. It bordered also around security, and it also bordered around immigration. The reason why these issues are very crucial is because Trump won based on immigration and economy.
Okay.
So Abeka sit down call. So Okudzeto Blackwa was like, see, the president is already receiving all African immigrants. South Africa is not receiving.
Yeah.
Nigeria force said they wouldn't. Angola force said no.
Ethiopia can't.
No one. But then if Ghana say then at the end of the day, what banning all the African countries are, you also need to do something about our visa. Because if you are not going to get anything from the immigration, people are now insulting our president, then we should just then the migrants shouldn't come. Okay,
now let me say this one. I read somewhere say Honorable Okudzeto Blackwa Troll baby, or say Ghana is not being paid for deportees back into the country currently. No. And do you think this negotiation so Secretary of State of US government no IFN Alison Hooker or Tne Mono as say there's a revision and all that. The ban has been lifted. Indirectly, do you think this is payment for us for accepting the deportees?
You said something earlier. Say everything is transactional.
Yeah.
A transactional person. That is it. Trump is just a transactional person.
Okay.
He's close. So yeah, Okudzeto Blackwa said, we are not paying anything.
Yeah.
But then there's a price to pay for something.
Okay.
So the price to pay for this particular thing, Exactly.
Okay.
So that is exactly what really happened. Now, if I went into screens, because Okudzeto Blackwa he posted accompanied with this in Timpacho Reading.
All right. So since Samuel Okudzeto Blackwa, big win for Ghana. The U.S. visa restrictions imposed on Ghana has been reversed. Ghanaians can now be eligible for 5-year multiple entry visas and other enhanced consular privileges. And visa restriction, aside that, so after 5 years, we are Ghana, assign apply now visa now you assign the amount now assign ACO. So this good news was directly communicated to me by US under the Secretary of State for Political Affairs, Alison Hooker, at a bilateral meeting earlier today.
Good. Which means one say one negotiate here.
And
so he sat down with the woman. Picture into screen.
Okay.
Alison Hooker, he sat down with the woman. Okay.
Secretary of State for Political Affairs.
Exactly. So that is the woman. Let's just drop the picture. So this is the woman. And I'll catch a woman and say, Madam, see, Ghana is receiving migrants.
Yeah.
That is your president's flagship. Your friend is a campaign message on the back. We've not taken aid. We don't want your money.
Yeah.
If you give us, fine. Most of them will cut down costs with Department of Government Efficiency. If any do it.
Okay.
We understand that. But then you've banned us visa entry. We have students, we have business people. It is going to hurt us.
A lot.
We are taking migrants. There should be some soft spot for us.
Okay.
And a buy. So Okudzeto Blackwa really did well on that. And I think personally, and I was like, what is really going on at first? But then based on in semi course, I can really say indeed, Mahama and Okudzeto have really played it very well.
Yeah, I think they need to be applauded for these steps. Now, so I say this good news was directly communicated to me by the U.S. under the Secretary of State for Political Affairs, Alison Hooker, at a bilateral meeting today in the margins of the UN General Assembly. I am really pleased that months of high-level diplomatic negotiations have led to a successful outcome. And free as say or boy says adie bandi be so nyame adom no o se dia waye nyina no sesia no aberewati mi yipoma efri kwan mu. O say it will be recalled that the US imposed visa restrictions on Ghana and other countries in the year this year, January, Honoma baby, in July this year, it took effect somewhere from there. The affected countries were slapped with a maximum 3-month single entry visas and other limitations. In the specific case of Ghana, the Trump administration said they were reacting to many years of visa overstays, mainly by students. In the almost say African countries ni bebredi no yetete so no more 3 months. Now Ghana had the yesin conform course omukosua de on scholarship on other basis. Omukọ na say bia say 4 years owi ana wasan atena ho amana bro. Omonti na omodi omonan si from eka say na ba sa de na yen kofie na ye the band ato sa restrictions no so and as a travel restrictions no so enunti na way but eneno omoyi sade nefio. So Okudzeto Blackwa continue to say it is good to see healthier and stronger Ghana. And the USA flag eboho and a Ghana and so a flag ewo say our relationship is really growing and also for God and for country. These are the updates. I think say very good news. Said no, Odi can put it, I say big win for Ghana. It's a very, very big win, and he needs to be applauded. Let's put politics aside. Let's put the facts, NDC aside, and talk about the reality, because this is really going to benefit a lot of Ghanaians.
So on Twitter, their Govt is reporting U.S. reverses visa restrictions on Ghana, restores 5-year multiple entry. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Okudzeto Blackwa announced on September 26th, yesterday, 2025, that the United States had lifted visa restrictions imposed in July 2025, restoring legibility for 5-year multiple entry B1, B2 visas for Ghanaians. The decision followed a bilateral meeting between Ablakwa and U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs Alison M. Hooker during the United Nations General Assembly meeting in New York, prompted by Ghana's acceptance of over 200
deportees.
And when you be natural, Twitter X.
Okay.
BBA Kosubia air trend and they summarize it. Okay. People can know what is going on. Okay. Down now, or say the decision followed a bilateral meeting between Ablakwa and U.S. Under Secretary of State for Political Affairs Alison Hooker during the United Nations General Assembly meeting in New York, prompted by Ghana's acceptance
of over 200 deportees
and ongoing diplomatic efforts to address high overstay rates. This policy change eases travel for business, education, and family purposes. Okay.
Yeah. Blustering
bilateral relations valued of over 2.5 billion
in annual trade. This is good.
This basically, as we are saying, the various leaders should take note of this. Trump, or a transactional person. Okay, and I think the previous approach are not Ablakwa any senator way. Ablakwa any senator way and Chibia. And a ban by that was not on every sano Senator A3 Ibas or also a Republican.
Okay.
So you can't dictate to Ghana a black review senator over debt comments. Kona senator a patch say Africa dibia mu bejisika. Bejisika so amuntua. So ba muntua kan e wo ho de da no.
Nanka mu my
Ablakwa say Kwame Nkrumah Ghana.
You can't dictate to Ghana.
On any exchange, in the 2 weeks, and the good thing also could tell black who fast into use I didn't feel Twitter.
Okay.
For Trump Trump ekuhuya.
And then no say jinemu amaya shese. Negotiations are cost so ama restrictions na pager.
I don't know what MPP like a big win for the national.
That's what I'm saying. Say yamfa politics and two aside. Na my victimize Ablakwa over what he has done, but rather we should applaud him because this is actually going to benefit lots of Ghanaians over there and then even here, because for those who are students, for those who are workers, for those who have families out there, we are very big disadvantage.
Especially we say Oko embassy. Now we do video back with they'll give it to you.
Okay, and
yes, I mean see a colleagues be very they like media people.
Okay.
Especially say Oko Akosuya they are now.
Okay.
Opesa Oko share. Now utiminya expertise they'll give it to you. Quick.
Wow.
So a good thing, definitely. But then this is not all. Okudzeto recently gave a speech at the UN. It is seeming say Mahama is just talking a big success and a more success at the United Nations and also because Mahama spoke and then recently Okasa know about all of this, and this is exactly what is really going on. You share this particular video of Okudzeto message at Okan ebra onya meeting onya opportunity wo you a video back
I now have the honor to give the floor to His Excellency Samuel Okudzeto Ablakawa, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana. The floor is yours, sir.
I'm grateful to you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, today we gather to renew our commitment to a world without nuclear weapons. We in Ghana believe that that world is not an utopian dream. It is possible to achieve. And I am delighted that I am from a country where our nation's founder, the Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, led the charge against a world that proliferates nuclear weapons. In 1962, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah convened the World Without a Bomb Conference in Accra, and he championed a continent that will be declared a nuclear-free continent. And I am glad that the continent of Africa, as we speak, the only country that had nuclear weapons, has fully disarmed. And if Africa can be a continent without nuclear weapons, other continents can follow the example of Africa. So this is a quest that is attainable, and we all must renew our efforts in this direction. 80 years since the dawn of the atomic age, the observance of this International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons is a reminder that where the compass of global caution is broken and the enduring pledge of never again is overlooked, the horrors of the past would not remain in the past, it will creep upon us into our present reality. While the NPT remains the cornerstone of our disarmament architecture, each failed review conference chips away at the fragile trust on which the treaty rests. The credibility of the treaty on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons is being undermined by the lack of its full implementation, especially of the disarmament undertakings from the 1995, 2000, and 2010 review conferences. On this occasion, therefore, I remind nuclear weapon states of the obligation to pursue disarmament and call upon all of us to prevent nuclear proliferation and promote the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Ghana demands an end to impunity. The situation where some nuclear powers determine that they can keep theirs, but others cannot have it, is untenable and must not be allowed to continue. While other disarmament instruments
Ebusianfo Sofu Kantanka ananse Apostle Okudzeto sene aye friend na wanya ne baby ekono na ebusianfo etutu omonan akomensia palace no mokoye no omo ede official notice ene ede kwa koma otumfo se tutu no omo inform no se omo papa omo ade nyina omo grandfather onu wanya ne baby eko ama ene no eye kese pa ana abeto ebusianso na sa Papa Yesovu Kantanka, he is the leader, and he was the leader of Christo Asafo, and I know also a founder of Kantanka Automobile Company. Ntiyanko na na come in a bit na who what is actually going on.
So a year or two for say to the family members of Adra Asafo, Ekopi Mwemisia. And then Omukupi Mwemisia, you know, Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka or Santini Mapa. So he went there, the family went there to basically tell Otunfo, so Otunfo, Yashre, or this year back.
Okay.
And one of the things you also have to recall is that one of the people who reacted to the death of Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka early was Mesia Palace.
Okay.
They issued a statement saying that the man was legendary. The man, had a technological mindset for Ghana. He was innovative. Yeah. He was a business person, and also he was a proud farmer. The early mornings, Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka, in fact, he was always he spoke he spoke softly with very heavy and powerful words.
Message, yeah.
So what we are seeing is that Mesia or reacting it. So Mesia reacted so and then perhaps one of the things I'm learning is that Otunfo the omukwa in some near back mama ye but then
okay.
And I think the same message was conveyed that the Lumba the Bushman for every city Minshia Palace. You could see the Minshia Palace, Otufo Eka say, or ye dish ye be a money, the Mufan in Bridge. So, Asantophobi Michi this particular time around, Omichina or Mokono. What we are seeing is so simple. Say, ye party so munano.
And I think the timing is actually very good. Looking at the fact, recently, and Asantehima and Suto from Omaye and a dotty and other. And you know, Omo airborne, Mohammed, a train, so say, or said to Tun for said to who behind Okakra. Because during the early days, now quite to say busy a woman with the planning and everything. A lot of traction, pa, and my who send ya a corner. And until Oma Bomo, who modern say Omodi and San Ediaku Menshia Palace na Omodi information at all.
But there's a video involved. Okay. Lucian Fonoso also sent some sort of warning to the family to people.
Okay.
One more can say Apostle Joseph Kantanka or ye Okudzeto near the interview video by back a bit.
Something in Panini was a also Dr. Chris founder. Also in this year, compare the BBA which then found memory council maybe BBA. BCB, BCB, and Nepomatu. Pena and Ma, sorry, any of us, therefore, yes, baby, and 2 and no more fire. Let down because a young crown. So, this is this year. The man and the chief of services. Shape will have a CCD, I just say. You grammar query, friend, ye pop, not a mat, a shiny, a sorry penny for. I have paid some pump. I had a pie and tea for supper, as in Minas, by the car from them. Be afraid of what the winners. From a brain grab on metallic. No more was social media and some Tapapan. It's your moon chassis. Say upon I say about Bra. I get our Ghana. What the two will be in. And the social media no bar will be aging upon Tino country. Winima and so no munya on the man so. Oma bread, no musu. So papa, any papa, and say we support brand new what you have. When you get to the man of Munya or Mississippi, na nyinaa nka mo yɛnti tumi sisi akyi.
Ashefo, so that is Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka Emra Omukushia Otu say to Asante Hene basically no Omobo na manie say ija ewu intensisia, that is the issue on board. So what they did was so simple. Omoka say Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka it is a sin na yinim no oya santini mapa enuti no e was say omoba na it is ombe ye na yi so ombe wa kra na bibi ebe sie ni dia was say omisini wonichi. But then your statement if you mention Palace or Eba, let us put this particular on the screen. So say the family of the late Apostle Dr. Okudzeto Kantanka has officially informed Otunfo 82 Asante Hene about his demise, which occurred on Thursday, September 11, 2025. The delegation led by Nana Osei Fusu Educhu Ejeso Kwaso Hene officially informed Asante Hene on September 25, 2025, the Menchia Palace in Kumasi. Among the delegation were former member of Parliament for Dome Kwabenya constituency, Honorable Sarajo Asafo, and their siblings, namely Ohima Ama Safua and Nana Ama Safo Nyankonton. So that is exactly what is really going on. I just say Sarajo Asafo One Ninia Baba Ko Efen Ohima Ama Safua and Nana Ama Safo Nyankonton. So that is it. But then in all of these two, what is also trending, Apostle Okudzeto Neba Baba Kwa captivating internet. So as you can see on the screen, this is the lady Osha, or the late Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka, beautiful granddaughter, made a rare public appearance at the Dome Kwabenya residence, captivating many with her presence. A video of her below. So we are learning that this particular lady, Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka, all trendy our social media, Obia Ekan Huasem. She apparently is not the daughter, but rather the granddaughter. It was sharp. This is the lady involved. Obienia Jen Hua to say, or more cast no, this whole thing, a question idea to say, you can see, sir, it's one thing. And the lady definitely are very beautiful, as you guys can see on the screens, and then people are really, really happy about it. For a more comment and whilst we are still on this particular live update, because we're caught in some for us. So, and definitely, you know, there are a lot of things that also was say you can't want them. But in regards with Apostle Okudzeto Kantanka, what we can see on authorities that the family members know or Marco Bo Otunfo 82 Amania. So we believe that what will be next this time around will be the issue of where he will be buried, and I said the funeral arrangement at yes. And also one more money now social media Kaspapano at a point in time or try so by who say yes to near the I believe that now the phone the warning about as we play the video say enough is enough. So that is the issue on board. Now, a brand here who the picture on the screen, so we know can say a police for Akofano. And then it's so sad, say nipa die nipa intimi ntina ho enye die ade a obeya ne ho nchire no each and every time there people want to do things that will put them in trouble. So abranti boni be na wedi what is really going on and why is it all of a sudden trending on social media. Now, according to the Ghana police, no abranti ya always screen so ya cover n'enimi your friend Benjamin Owusu. Now Benjamin Owusu ayeden what the Ghana police is saying is abranti wako fake ni own robbery and offense a kidnapping. Now, I is so shocking, say, in the particular letter about reading, Obi say on Rankasa, only obi ejuma, okay, and nipa no scout the man say, oh yes, so safato on ya a brantina could discount a blow on girls, betting in your maniema. Oh, we no see okay, says here scan media could make blow a scanner, ashi, you know, at the end of meeting my mean to say scanner into a branch and say, any mammy, yes, I'm robbers about attacking me. I'm robbers about attacking no kidnap him. Now, before I bet to us, press release and two screens no so. This is dated 25th of September 2025. Also, police arrest suspect Benjamin Owusu for faking robbery and kidnapping incident. So they are now going directly into what really happened. Kwaya Branti faking his own. Now, almost shall say the Central East Regional Police Command has arrested suspects by the name Benjamin Owusu, 835, faking a robbery and kidnapping attack at Fijai, a suburb of Millennium City, Kumwa, Nyanyano, Central Region. So according to the Central East Regional Police Commander, more parties of Machi Abranti B, Ivan Benjamin Owusu, the police believe that on Rankasa faking a robbery and also a kidnapping attack. And Abranti on party say, or Yansadi Nina, a brana, or party say attack no cause so Fijai, which happened to be a suburb at Millennium City, Kumwa, Nyanyano, Central Region. Also on 3rd September 2025, about 1 p.m., which is 3 o'clock hours, about 3 p.m. Sorry. So on the 3rd of September 2025, about 3 p.m., the Millennium City District Police Command received a report from a complainant who informed the police that he's received a text message from the victim, now suspect that he was under armed robbery at his residence. So basically, one part is police for complaint. That is on the 3rd of September. Yeah, say Abranti be attesting. Say armed robbers abanifi. So the police had to do action and actually go there. Also following the report, the police visited the supposed scene of crime, being the residence of the suspect Benjamin Owusu, but he was not found in the house. Police, however, found blood stains on the floor of his bedroom, suggesting he might have been harmed. Samples of the blood stains were lifted from the floor of his room for forensic analysis. Intina police for a part to say, omo no be test you say, you kidnap you be na nipa na kidnapping or nipa na say was sending message and now kidnappers not sending message say what this year into do as we say and I say what will happen is that he be kuno. Now police for a call papa ni fie Benjamin Owusu omuko ni fie no omuko no bie ni obomura ni de no mu se moja eni ade wo ho nti moja ni ade a ewo ho no ena afidie omo fa sample of the blood say omo kwaye test ni ehu moja na efi hinfa into us. So further investigations reveal that the suspect has abandoned the SIM card he earlier used in sending the text message to the complainant. However, he later succeeded in replacing the old SIM and subsequently made phone call from a specific location at Elubo in the Western Region on 5th September 2025. Somebody say Abranti no SIM card na or they tested na down for say a kidnapping na down for no kobo police for money no. What really happened was that SIM card no oyi to train be no otimi esa use same SIM card no at the fray because omu say bibi of free fee and offer from a specific location if any Elubo Western Region 5th September 2 days after the incident. So also the results of the blood samples from the police forensic crime lab prove negative for human blood after a DNA examination. If I'm more part to say Abranti no omura ne dem police for ekohu moja no the police took samples because they needed to know what is going on, but omu require forensic test no omu hu say moja no sample no enye nipa moja enye nipa moja enye moja benya yento aso. The intelligence gathered by a dedicated team of investigators regarding the activities of the suspect led to the arrest of the suspect at his hideout at Akatamanso in the Ashanti region on 24th September 2025. Remember I say police for gather intelligence no mu say Abranti no owo Kaswa Millennium City or see a kidnapping na ye ko ni fie ye hu ni hu moja on the bedroom eche no osan frey no ye hu say bibi o friend of Refi Elubo Western Region no eche no say yi sim no eche police for gather intelligence say sisi no wako pm Ashanti region ti Ashanti region no na Abranti no police for etwa no ho na omko che no kru bi a friend Akatamanso. Upon his arrest, the suspect revealed that he intentionally killed a duck and stained his bedroom floor with his blood to stage his kidnapping because he could not account for monies in his custody belonging to his employer. He will be put before court to face justice after completion of investigations. It is our brand here, I can say, police watching it and say, a ban send ye kidnap or kaswa. Ye ba wo de moja. Eche o testi ya ye say locational testify and Elubo Western Region. Eche ye intelligence wono Ashanti region and ya bet show Katamanso. And then of course on us okay no kure woman say me opi ye adwuma ba nipa no ma ye still samano sika no ye do be sika no me yakọ ye me ho me yakọ sepe me ho ama sika na sa me hu ha wa meka che nipa ne say sika no me di enu nti ye wo say si ne say me critic fake kidnapping ni armed robbery say na be at the end of the day no e ba ne sa na nipa ne hu say okay ya che me nia ye kidnap me a the argument is that kidnappers or mafia scanning in a connected semi accounting for money. Many can say police for a part say based on paying some more kind, you know, there's on the court and still they are doing investigation. Or say the Central East Regional Police Command wishes to commend all stakeholders who assisted in the arrest of suspect Benjamin Owusu. We also caution persons with such intentions to resist as they will be made to face the full rigors of the law if arrested. This was signed by DSP Kofi Victor Doso, Head of Public Affairs, Central East Region. So what we are learning here is so simple. The police is saying it's an investigation now. Kamiako is a brandy and he faked his own kidnapping. On one casa and a buy no so key. At the end of the day, no. Kophobia kidnapping or testing down for saying kophobia kidnapping. A brandy near can answer no. The picture near and Ghana police for the Niman, but this is the picture Ghana police for post here. Into or so no be juma and then Mrs. Sikabi didn't change sales of course. But sales no or the acquire no or the acquired your person. So I tell you, your acquire no. You see, an own me accounted for it. So if he can't account for a year, Sika, the employer, Okachen is okay. If I hear Juma and I say, Juma sales no, maybe I bet no. What could this can intend or faculty can be so, and or fact can be so send a bear, then they do be creating narrative say. I'm robbers about attacking no meanwhile brandy a Janico share Elubo Western region. We no say Janico share Akataman so I was central Ashanti region and I'm going to say please for Aquachino. So this issue, you could see clearly say it is one thing people are really among people reacting to this particular issue, saying say Abranti and Doya and the Ghana police is also promising say at the end of the day, they are going to make sure say Abranti will face justice. The Abranti and Doya will be facing justice. Basically, can't justice one sem near Pais Abranti and he will be jailed. So that is exactly what is really what is really going on. I mean, say please for any update yes, I'll say our live. So if you want to bring in your comments, you are free to do so and send a consent for also because definitely there are issues. I will say you can't want some and we also have a lot of issues especially in regards with the whole political landscape in Ghana. Your security issues. These are issues at the end of the day, what say near so that is it. Yes, so bring in your comments or the comments about now share net to say Kayama whilst we definitely proceed with this particular update. Therefore, so NTBI better also from with Insempo for because there's a lot going on and we need to make sure says a lot now will cover most of the issues the especially in regards to what is really trending here in this particular country, Ghana. Therefore, a papa or that screen is a friend Nana B. Nana B and himself he holding a position in the New Patriotic Party, or you'll be an any dignity. But recently, they won't say Baumia campaign, I say he's really solidly with them. And a leak audio be Ababe Tuja CCS. I leak audio Ababe Tuja. It seems like Nana B was not really happy with Baumia. In fact, on the side, it was revealed say he was calling Baumia a weak candidate. And Baumia has made a lot of promises, and then because of him, the New Patriotic Party is suffering. Why? Because of making so many promises are winning money. Okay, say boom, 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 and then Nana B said you or say Baumia is the right person. Meanwhile, Okudzeto baby and Oka say Baumia ain't the right person. And one of the things you also notice that leak audio iba, people are saying say and create propaganda. Nana B and yes, seen and the voice at there. Regardless, we'll play it and then making sure one kasa wash and obejeje. Babaka, we will continue on this particular update of Nana B because in same way following now in Sema Brandi Champion, Eka said Baumia should be very careful, especially with the people are on your now because any munina and a dono. Uncle T that lumber you say Yenti audio Babaka ever
one village, one dam, I know you. Or one the good judge now. A simple one village, one dam, I know ye. One constituency, 1 million, I know ye. Palugu Dam, or what studio, we can say it is NPP's flagship program, and not Palugu Dam renewal. It was problematic. Okudzeto kept because God promised a new harbor to be built. No promising airport to a Cape Coast. Yeah, the Nabu Kojina or Kokasa, Yano Kure, Piasa, any home. It didn't happen. Okudzeto, you Sarabutu. A year in Penny, and promising to say.
How many times do you go to the gym?
Arabia, and say, Obabi see a medical university. We are with 42 senior high schools. Amagana. It never happened. How many times did the Yoruba promise people? He promised Ghana heaven. He promised a good economy. As we speak now, Yoruba to make economy wasn't beyond Ghana for. In today, I can't Ghana for you. And that's why I'm saying, MPP, acquire your first papa one. You're promising Ghana for BB. Some promise no Yoruba to me yet. He can't. Because even if he makes it, nobody will believe him. But you Kennedy, from the time of your politics, everything he has promised, he has delivered. I did you about promising the Pia would deliver. And now we are not primacy or promises say. And Pesua, one of the trouble Cassia Diamano, obey your factory Diamon. Many will say, what cut a short a quarter top and Sassi the Bray of voter region because they voted for him massively. Was starting a $36 million ethanol factory of voter region after his promise. Just after the campaign, we see a one call. No starting and no just as a factory, he has cut the short and the $36 million ethanol factory is being started. Many can say, was I go cut the short? It was Central Region. Yeah, obviously the largest pharmaceutical company in Africa. It's happening right now. He's cut the short today because Central Region was also a base that supported him. So anytime Papa Oba make any promise he delivers on his promises. The question is, if he said you lose you Mahama by become chow, what is saying Kremufo Phobia Babontia the Casse, you say young Tuaba Amabaunia. In fact, some of the clerics are even openly campaigning for King. And openly saying they don't like Baunia. Not because he's a Muslim or not because he's not a Muslim, but because one should say, why Yenebia, one more crowd they cannot identify with him. The Bamucho, what to say? Kosasi, Phobia Pia Bojaka said, only a mistake, Jaffe, ever told about Uniana. One more, a quarter, Abba, 555. Yeah, can it be 0 and was slim horn? Yeah, but 2 men, 1 2 0 by if I'm a child. What is all about a Picasso? And you be a Santa region for all about a Picasso, you know, I see to Obama, you rebel Yana, if I'm a child, Russia for me, Samuel, 2 million here, Nasabi. Say, quiet down. Eta ne kwansani adina almost be no. See, yes, I was going to so be a move on to me. Second,
I found in some way, and apparently so-called Nana B edit too, but then in some way, but too, Jano, there are lots of people among for say, even if it is a year. Nana B Krana, why would you even release the audio? And people are saying that this Nana B is now openly all campaigning against Kennedy Japan campaigning for Baumiano. What we are seeing is that he is basically like a snitch. So what I say, deep down within himself, on himself, the person who can really lead the party, the person who is really good, Baumia, a friend Kennedy Japan. But then Eja, Esan say Baumia establishment candidate, how dare you even speak against a or no? Definitely, the idea you could see say people are really talking about it. They say it is bringing a whole lot of reaction on social media. So we are learning say this was Nanabi, but then Nanabi so far they are on Kasa about this particular issue. But people are saying say Nanabi. Apparently, in Osha Dena e Kamia say it is giving like a friend is saying I don't know how to put it, but it is giving say a fake prank call be a said you be a yeah why should that twisted to cause confusion in the camp of a Dr. Baumia. So in a share the reactions which will come in regards with this particular leak audio abba and some of the necessary actions are ever cost because Menuka say there's also word on the ground that is a boom to me workers or master to Ekas Baumia. One more was surrounding himself with no only careful because Uncle Fono or move information at the command the opponents, especially those on the Canadian Japan side. Or move your normal sounds which Omoa say there's Oma Papa man who wants to save you or Munya. So that is exactly what is really going on in regards to this particular leak Nanabi audio about to say any Asem Ketwa. Now, moving on with this particular update, no, Menoka say, you know, Vim Lady Ababe Kasa. Vim Lady currently, she is very good. I mean, she's always been good, but in terms of politics, you know, I'll say she's one of the people who now she matters a lot. Her opinion really does matter a lot. So, what is happening today and what are we learning? Now, from the video, it is so simple. The issue here is that Vim Lady Edin Simbia Babe Tuja in regards with Dr. Baumia. Now, on social media, people are very skeptical. So, Vim Lady, is this a blunt endorsement to Dr. Baumia? Why am I saying that? In the video, no part say Dr. Baumia, the second coming all ban and the second coming. Yes, you could just say the second coming our ban. Idea very good, very effective, and we don't know why Vim Lady is actually coming out with these kind of things. In fact, in some of Rankasa edituja ye babaka ye betuaso.
Eastern region for Oma Brian Champion blow papa because everybody knows say Enka Brian Champion for Eastern region ko abetifi MP into Ghana region there Enka Okudzeto Eastern region majority of the MPs are press conference are omunyina Oma align omo with Baumia Oma you omo nim so omo chairman January no krama openly. They are saying some more about Baumia camp. And they gave reasons. Almost between 2020 2024. Anyway, no, they don't see any significant change. Bia. A friend saying, Nuntino, Baumiano, Omania Tony Dada. It is almost in a crowd, would you say, and no makes more sense, political sense, than some Bacco Fanny Papophobia Bassa Fay and no mobile Babeton. I hope second the Japan team. Any other teams near there no omo confirm time because look, politics is a matter of choice. Politics is a matter of choice. And yeah, by force so bia or ye MP bia babedi side. Inti and Canada Japan so nya the region. Nka the region pa any Brian the champion no. What I say about Canada Japan having done party politics and having supported in Canada Japan some of the MPs are omo ko endorse Baumia yi. I know say Canada Japan campaign omo constituency when who video obedi but politics a matter of choice. Now no Monday any say or hanum era of a Charles Bisu. Am I says even Canada Japan crown name a first business partner crowd do to come. Into politics there any bad blood a choice. They own pay and away. It's Eastern region for no more the can say or mass revenue a first a first a boys abre Samia Okuka home. Sawoma do ejiri ka ho kojo ponkroma omunyina so omo endorse Baumia omunyina. This is a big blow. I said something I don't even know if I can find the video. Me see 2019 me can be 2019 na MPP for crying yes omo de Baumia ko na me ka say munnim na man for Baumia nkwa. That was 2019. The dynamics have changed now. I have told you say Baumia underdog because what kodana or Korea you know. Now, Baumia is an underdog because Obia come after the vote. And because one year there were about him, and because when to me for Muslim votes number, because young people vote in Bebre Ama, because nothing, Northern sector vote in Bebre Amenti now. Baumia is having to work double to prove himself. And no wonder say Neya Kase Baumia is in Eastern region or Koto. He's also not leaving any stone unturned. It's said to get a crowd the party winning by 1 point something vote. It's said to get a thank you to. Baumia is not joking. Eastern region to. And no wonder say by coincidence or by whatever. And then Eastern region MPs also more endorse a year first about me. I'm not surprised, but see, in 2019, na me ka say MPP for na amfa ba omi ankwa. And then a campaign message back up and NDC be use wetia o say mum pe nordness asem. Now, sa headache no any MPP for so be. Sa headache because they've now actually sent a year first a nordna. Omu de obi o nordna eko. And a well winning. But now the argument is okay, nipa no say yes, say na anonymous address, say bosumani ye kono prince and ye kono ba akope. Na na do o contest 3 Atamils or contest. In fact, Atamils Swedo declaration. That was, I think, 2000 or what? Swedo declaration 2004, 2008, and San Atamils winning. And to the argument that people make for Baumian to Amufa Baumian con me, I don't see anything wrong with it. Nanado called 3 times. Atamos called 3 times. And the Omujiri said Baumia has what it takes to go. Now, the ball will be in Baumia court to say. Omudi will come saying. Bra, ubetimi aye adwuma no. Bra, can you bring the vote? Bra, what strategy changes the ben how the beba ya ubetimi the northern vote number? Ubetimi the Zongo communities vote number.
Therefore, some same way a Vim lady Edibe Tuja, definitely there were many reactions to it because people were reacting and not Ubia Eka Wansem. But then among 4 parties said this is a subtle endorsement to Dr. Baumia. Regardless, another video also have come. Vim lady is explaining, say, or can say we could previously say Baumia, Dr. Brian Champon attack recently or attack your friend said Dr. Baumia. He was dead wrong. And check and a Vim lady Asanswa or party say MPP presenting Baumia was the best choice. So we don't know if you see any the Vim lady will take his size or not. But let's watch this particular video of what really she said. Babaka Yebetuaso.
Succeeded in bringing yourself into the national level where now you are in the same category with Dr. Baumia. You are in the same category with Canada, Japan, and you are firing all cylinders. But I think that you could have made your points. I mean, I'm a boa party in the Eastern region. I'm a supporting party in the Eastern region. Delegates, I'm a but for you to say, Dr. Baumia and Fakapre man, when they're dead, you are dead wrong. You are dead wrong. But because you see, what you have done is that we don't want to trap because any ordinary Ghanaian, any ordinary voter, because and yeah, so I know I'm boarding say delegates be 1,000 something. 3 things. Number 1, what you have done is that we are starting war between party delegates, any polling station executives, any MPP party for in general, because Obi or MPP need beer or baby because delegates say momo $1,300 $1 $100 cragana for those any will be. Sa na madi na matna so and never ne chapa abetimo. Number 2, it's about starting to talk between polling station for no and the delegates now mukoto about the other people no about starting to talk between floor MPP members and the delegates and where there adidija say amuko jiskedi and matna so. Apart from that, for the general population, what sounds my perception, what you see our corruption perception index. And the perception is that politicians more across for. And he said, "Who we are brand here, brand a champ, or the 50 BB. We are school now, they call military buy a kakra, or brand no be do saying. Nani put to make calculation, Eastern region, do not send delegates, do not send every constituency. Multiplied by region, total delegates, not just a sika or the buy any. And Obi answered him say before politician, Bama delegates, can I just say a surplus? Nisika or one of surplus, no. It is a $1,000 something. And each delegate, and I just say, bra, sika debi wo hona ho surplus, ma de ma delegates. Unya no he. Then it should start the questions. Unya says, can we na buy a champ or the ma delegates no? Ejuma ben now ye. Because as far as the ordinary Ghanaian voter is concerned, where Juma will be.
So that is in Sema a Vim Lady editor. People are interpreting this as Vim Lady basically is now supporting a friend is saying Dr. Bawumia. People are also saying that she's just sharing her opinion based on the recent events at Aya Echo. So we are still on the update. What you think about all of these particular things? So what do you think about Vim Lady? Saying basically, now Pacha said she is basically attacking the legibility and I said the stance of Dr. Briny Champon, because according to him, politics are it is not really helping. So that is the update in regards to whatever course to see just so let us know what you think on that particular update. What do you think about Insema or can do you think that it is something that and I said not? So we'll be very much happy to get your own feedback on this particular issue. All right, so very soon it's for to also with other matters, because we basically have a lot of things to talk about right here on this particular platform. So you'll be moving on to another pressing issue, but also I will say we are live. So comment about you'll be ready right here on this particular platform. Whatever you think about whatever the you will see what you think about it, what you make about all of these issues are so we'll be very much happy to get your feedback on exactly what is really going on in the country in regards with this whole issue about Briny Champon, Vim Lady, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So moving on, Papai who a picture on the screen, is one of the most popular YouTubers in Ghana, Kojo Sheldon. But then Kojo Sheldon recently been following him on social media, especially on Twitter. You realize that he's really coming up to bite the John Dramani Mahama administration. Now, recently he made a certain post on social media, and this particular post to make here an amount for party said, okay, we get it. Now this guy is just telling us he's really wearing the MPP party color. So it all stemmed from the recent announcement. Your friend is saying Felix Ofosu-Kwakye make here. Now Felix Ofosu-Kwakye make a certain statement say the President of the Republic of Ghana, he was leaving for the UN General Assembly, and I'm basically a cabinet people, a few people. But then recently we are also learning say MP are now or yet designated say obeko, because minority also have to have a fair representation there. No, and we are learning say last minute and it was cancelled. So that is where Kojo Sheldon came in, and even not just that, people are really angry at it. Say Kojo Sheldon posted this say Amunuki ASS looking government in Kontompo ne settings are buying. So basically, no party say all of these things are air cost so any air core and yedin conform makono yediomudinya bani adiadeno according to Kojo Sheldon. It is settings as usual because this government is basically big as corrupt. I didn't say and definitely people were not really happy about it. And people are saying, say, Abranti, what is he really talking about? What is his own? We'll be putting certain things on the screens because NPP for Adegi, the people we are now learning. Say the Western Regional Executive Party Officer for NDC Crown, or also onya a free week whilst sitting MPs crown enyanko. Introduction letter Felix Ofosu-Kwakye or the buy and also government directive on participation in the 80th United Nations General Assembly meeting. So basically, no share the waha. Now more parties see a government directive. One more call UN. No, one may do Bekoni, one may inform Monko. You reading in a better the was no. Or see, in line with this directive, no minister, deputy minister, civil or public servant, CEO, MD, enterprise, political appointee, or any staff of government may accept any invitation or to attend ONGA or any related side meetings, panel, receptions, bilateral engagement, or third-party events without the express prior approval of the chief of staff. So they are saying, say, Obibia person okubiano, chief of staff, ekase debia, you can't go. Whether a minister, basically ground count. On some terms, this applies to invitations issued directly by the UN, its agencies, missions, or partner organizations. Invitations from development panel partners, think tanks, NGOs, private sector, no, and any third party or any self-initiated participation, observer attendance or attendance funded by external parties. So you are saying, say, obia, external NGO crown, say, yes, you and someone invite to our own count. Or some to us say, only the official government delegation, a HANA issue, no. Only the official government delegation, as cleared in writing by the chief of staff, will be authorized to travel and participate. Don't say government official delegation penna yedi on beka ho. Inti hana issue ne wa. I'll explain further. Or see any pending or previously accepted invitations are suspended unless until expressly reauthorized by the chief of staff. Okay. So Omo Party said they are not going to take any person. Only official government delegates. Chief of staff aklomo. But MPs kra no mo kan ho kra omo yomi fi. MPs are now omu feed the minority side. They were supposed to have a fair representation. You me feel, and now we are learning. Say people in administration or omunya government appointee, they are there. As you say, omunya mutual pictures. Very soon, we will put some of the pictures on the screens for you to see. So if Kojo Sheldon is really coming hard and blasting, say Mahama's government settings are perhaps no, odika in a way. Because only government delegation but now we are seeing say party members in Kwan and New York. The question is, some government appointee, who financed them and how come they are with the president? These are basic questions that could you solve and make it known to the public. As I said, you could see very well say there are big concerns as to what really go on. This particular picture, I did two screens on it explains this. It's for Shahamame. Also, the whole screens so that's Joyce Bauer in the first frame wearing a man's suit, and Julius Debra and Nana Oye Bampoy Ado in the second frame smiling. So that was picture I did so previously. But also picture we are. These are two people. Omunye a year official government but then they are part. We are learning say lady no or if I say NDC spokesperson said then but also New York. So the question is, what is really going on? Let's put this on the screens for you to see in here reading. Or say UN General Assembly meeting, New York. The inimitable erudites, forgive me, and compelling Beatrice Ananfio of the Ghana presidency. We at high-level side event title Unlocking Africans' Financial Sovereignty with President John Dramani Mahama, a keynote speaker. The president of Kenya and Somalia are also here. Beatrice is tall, but the TV cameras don't do her justice. So basically, I say, as you can see, Ben Duce Malo or no, and it say what post here or part say Lydia or Kasa, maybe or Kasama NDC for no or meanwhile, they told us that sitting MPs are not allowed. Sitting MPs were not allowed to join the Okudzeto Blackwell and co. The convoy and more the team and for man count and now party members, Western Regional Party executives, NDC party executives are there. There's nothing wrong, but if you bring out a press release saying it's only government appointees, and now it turns out to be otherwise. Let's just say so on social media now, this is exactly what is really going on now. People are definitely reacting to this, saying NDC are buying a settings. The dollar was a settings, and that is exactly what Kojo Sheldon is also. The voice and now the whole argument on that is exactly what Kojo Sheldon is also championing here. So that's exactly what is really going on now. We will be moving on to a particular update just in this particular story. So a few stories. So can you back to that one? The DSTV saga, how far? We gave you an update, said the DSTV pricing war on Koso, and all was when the Minister of Communications says DSTV should reduce their price and all of that. And personally, let me say kudos to Sam George, Minister of Communications. But these same Ghanaians are saying, DSTV, a private company. So if DSTV is raising their price or whatever it is, and they are not exploiting Ghanaians and as a product for the richer, it is not for the masses. It's for those who can afford. So Sam George should stop fighting. And obviously, narrative Sam George have lost the fight with DSTV. Now, one more case Sam George should stop fighting. It's here for one sounds to almost says Sam George. And then Ombe announced here or saying government is doing a roadmap to stop piracy of DSTV decoders from Nigeria. And almost say I'm on a massive mama DSTV deadline here the other, and then Abranti will say only 2 million. He doesn't have any 2 million and it's just being used. You have a video of how a party faithful, I don't know if for MPP news, NDC news, but Osha basically Ota, he really whipped the ASS of a year, ASS tour. Sam George or Sam George, you've lost a battle with Guinea, and today you've seen how vague you are. So we need to meet you. You go hear this particular video involved. Your babaka, your better us.
Andra and I mean who's our news item way. Sam George, Honorable Minister, say developing roadmap. Senebeya. Ghana for us or more Ghana who use Nigeria for we no DSTV no omo be hwe no ma yewi da bi o honorable men developing roadmap bia because you are going to set yourself up for something else boss o say boss o be hwa ma o mateso wo adwuma ne se hwe no omo nya den omo nteso Omo Ghana has they've not subscribed to a DSTV Ghana no. Omo ni one problem ben obi ani woni sa problem no. Problem Ghana for ye one say ye they subscribe to a DSTV Ghana no you believe say your prices no was through to omo nteso. And also be hwa mo mateso. Say sia direct TV out there be ye so mu enye ye. Ye so mu enye de enye ye because prices ni was through ninti and a man for a day. Try use Nigeria for the no. 1 omonte so 2 ye hu the oh ya fast no. All of a sudden say mobile developing road my pacho. DSTV ni ya na ka say ye hu bibi ye twaso ye pacho Sam George ye srewa twaso na ye we say galamsey no be join ni nyina ye fight MTF to me yema omo ye de omo ma we say bundle no ye wo de twaso the only DSTV confusion ni na me pacho wo de ye na ye soma wo ye say ye wo de jai because baby wo de ko ye soma wo e ho na baby ye soma wo ho na pese wo ko de ya na wo de jai ye srewa
Since a course so I say I pay edit to just Sam George should just forget and concentrate on other matters because DSTV also be my price apart from affiliate that's why also be fighting piracy. One more we use Nigeria for the and almost prices in bra from no affiliate we use Nigeria for there because it's expensive no Nigeria for the code no any other price no from you see they also be fighting piracy. Go for say you fail the DSTV fight go and now concentrate on Galamsey. Now moving on me know can say a year World Bank the information be about Betuja or more His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So what is the World Bank saying? The World Bank is saying His Excellency John Dramani Mahama he shouldn't rush to go back for Eurobond. Now you be explaining exactly what is really going on and also the arguments are making CCR. Why is this particular administration? Why is the World Bank now warning Ghana? Again, of course, what have they seen? These are big questions that people are asking now. We too want to know exactly what is really going on. So, we'll show what is on the screens. It really said, don't rush back to Eurobond market. Fix the economy first. World Bank tells President John Dramani Mahama. I don't know what the World Bank is saying, but if World Bank is saying, say, Bibiba, Monsieur Biba, I think that as a country, we need to be worried. And the question is, how did we even get here? So, yeah, Bekwani Akwashe exactly what World Bank is saying in terms of a argument or make it says, Mahama intimi call a year, your friend is saying, Ontimi call back to Eurobond, Ontimi Kujiska, bonds in fee Europonia, there was sort of fixing the country first. And the big question is, what have they seen? Now, and same Bibre definitely, because Ebani say, then we need to know exactly what is really going on and even why the World Bank is have sounded this alarm to John Dramani Mahama in the first place. At the end of so you ever call she near call the official website of Joy Online, because my Joy Online, they are giving us the update as to what is really happening, why this particular thing is really going on, and the way forward that our party says, Ghana go back to Eurobonds. So let's shrink this a bit because it's too huge. Okay, that is it. Now, exactly what is really going on. Also, don't rush back to Eurobond, fix the economy first. World Bank tells Ghana. Intino yensha siani yensha in sema omoka ewa hasi. I think they would like to also shrink it a bit more. Intimi concentrate on the party inyaye. On the party inyaye, because at the end of the day, if it is a warning na eba a Ghana economy ni eba be tunsium eba be hija na Mahama is not really doing well. I was here tia say na you say you be an one the party MPP and NDC will actually lose 2028 election. So let's read this, okay? Or say the World Bank cautioned that Ghana will resist the temptation to rushing back to the Eurobond market, warning that such move will be seen by international investors as an easy way out. Now, the bank argues that the credibility cannot be rebuilt through fresh borrowing, but only through discipline, transparency, and politically difficult reforms. According to the World Bank, party say, Mahama ba so far on Kokobo or Wabisimbia. Investors are watching. One person being invested in the country, they are looking at whatever is going on. They are seeing is okay. Now, within the 8 months of the administration, they've been able to stabilize city. They are doing well. Or more reserves in terms of gold na kosro. But then the big question is, how strong is the economy? Maybe $500 million, would I get my money back? Would I get profit? And would my business be able to stand the test of time? Now, the World Bank is saying, Ghana is so far doing well. But if Mahama tries to break the barrier, saying, and then yechna, onyesika, into oko Eurobond, akwa diska with Europe, ana BCBR. Investors, one person may invest in the country, they will just sit back. And also to people who view Ghana's economy as robust, strong, and growing, or most a country, or more growth, sudden growth, fashion, a idea, a fallacy, a idea, standard the test of time. So what I say? So Mahama should resist it. And almost an editor to say, what Mahama can do is that Obe making sure say the government will be sustainable through discipline. Intuition say the bank argues that credibility cannot be rebuilt through fresh borrowing. Until per se, and my who country near strong for investment for Nyama. You can't go out and be borrowing, which means a chrono niska. What you have to do is to make sure that our country or get discipline. Which means that the world Usika will use as an expenses, it is going to be something in order. Also, you need to be transparent. Don't be putting money in the forest to bring the dollar down. You are not letting people see the real value of your country's currency. When you injecting into the economy, inflation will just go from 1 to 100. Also, I'm part say it was so difficult political reforms. And yes. And politically difficult reforms. Say, maybe what you guys spend on, as a country, you guys spend on no. In the long term, what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has to do is so simple. It's so simple. I was so resisting. I was so stop it because you have to feel the pain for a gain. So what I say, that is it. Now, we'll come back to this particular Eurobond issue because personally, I don't know why the World Bank is sounding this alarm. I don't know. So, say, Mahama, is Mahama going for a loan? Because so far, the Mahama and loan be. But if World Bank has sounded this kind of alarm, the big question is, does it mean, say, Mahama is now going to take a loan and no matter home pampaya or more bonokoko? These are questions I see for him. But regardless, me no can say lawyer Morris Ampao party say ECG4 now no information on the bar said the country the company is owing a lot and for the Kenya they are no party said there be. Niama air cost. Now he even went on further to say I saw for more chrome moment to me kasa against Mahama because I saw your mother no or more the car. Inti asori bi wo ho ECG kai or debate 2 billion. The one say no say oh sorry ye betwa light mu. Any de bia na show preaching sir. Inti one day obey wa adwen say o kasa against the government pe ni peja mo sha akwa ne fa no so ni ahwe. Or the car 2 million Ghana cedis. Oh, one year betwa light mu. Ye betcha obi bi kakra wi ani asanso de wa court. That is the thing a lawyer Morris Ampao was sanso back in full force in sema or the ababetu jano. The video we back ye beto aso.
And enjoy the largest. That is why all the gold or that share Sami Jemfisa, Ibrahim Mama, Akwala. And currently they are enjoying the gold and the Galamsey issues. And trust me, say, me, I've never believed in Mama, say he can do anything. Maybe can't say, Obi also support to Mama be a part of Obi also na reset, oko benefiting. And that's exactly what we have in most of the men of God, also support to Mama, no, cash out. Into watch here, they, Omonkasa. Incantity Nanka. What's the idea? And also young. That's why I'm not surprised as to whatever Mama is doing. I know it's going to happen. I saw from the because me who say I saw for no and then I mean from and I mean I catch from but almost the way out to cash out. I saw for that chance say I saw man Nancy Omochirom into Sikano Emma. Oh, says a correction move. To say father means Minia. I saw for no and I saw here I am very problematic. And not tear so one share comedy. Bisa, all the men of God, all the churches are struggling. Come bisa pastor be a light bill. I saw for be engaging illegal connection.
Yeah, from January to September, 18% increment.
I catch you say ECG by year special exercise in churches. Mo who so form the betcho for illegal connections. Mo can say sir. Na mo can say adum che.
ECG and back on a special exercise at the churches. How my illegal connection? The best chance of free baby.
Now, what if you say, Makasa me nipa Adumche Stephen Adumche Philadelphia ever out. Becca say, despite all the other alternative or any source of the source of power. Why yes solar? Why yes other things? No. What the bill of 5 billion every month? 5 billion.
Solar ni
no. The bill otia for a month as a church ni 5 billion. Electricity bill. So he started complaining. And imagine if Adumche with the infrastructure and the normal people are okra. Now the light bill 5 billion now. Now who church I will members 15 no. Every 20 no. How much you liable? It has so many people engaging in legal connection.
Because the ECG for and back on a special operation. Say yeah, what churches now? Apa. Training system ne. Electrical wiring.
They can't survive. Until the cost of running the church business now are high.
So, Opache say, based on all of these things, idea perhaps Mahama could be using it as a weapon. So, it's if we be CRC because there was another special report about Baumia, the back somewhere around 8:30 or perhaps 9 p.m., 9:30, getting 10 there about. But it be CRC. And once again, thank you so much for